Hey guys, it's Dancing Demian and welcome to another vlog on my vlog. I hope you guys are all out enjoying this amazing weather. I don't know what it's like by you guys, but by me, it is super hot, super gorgeous out. It's like a perfect 61 degrees, which is like, in my opinion, the best weather ever. So I really hope you guys are taking advantage of whatever the weather situation is in your area. So I hope you guys are having a phenomenal start to your day, and since the weather is so nice and I do live on a college campus, I realized very quickly that college tour season is upon us. So I decided for this episode of my thrilling college series that I was going to talk about what you guys really want to look for when you're on a college tour. So without further ado, let's begin. So the first thing and the most obvious thing I think is the visual appeal. You definitely want to like the school that you're going to. Some schools obviously are much nicer than others, but many are pretty standard looking, but still, you know, you want there to be an effort for landscaping. You don't really want to see trash and cigarettes and things like that littering the floors, especially if you're like me and you are living on campus, at least for the first year. You know, this is somewhere that you're going to be every single second of the day. So you want to make sure that that's somewhere that you want to live, that's a visual that you want to see on the daily basis. Another thing to look into is off-campus housing. A lot of people like living off-campus. I do live so close to my school that for me living off-campus would be kind of pointless. But, you know, looking to see if that's available, looking to see in what area that is. You know, a lot of off-campus housing tends to be cheaper, so it tends to be in a little rougher parts, especially if you're like me and your college does run into a city environment. You know, you definitely want to make sure that the areas that they are safe and secure, that there is a lot available off-campus housing if that's something you're going to look into, you know, and that's something that can be so easily asked to a tour guide, and oftentimes it is mentioned in the big presentations about off-campus housing and how many students live off-campus. Another really important thing to pay attention to in that presentation is the demographic information. For me, my school is extremely diverse. I love it. I would hate going to an all white school or an all one race school. That's just not really where I am in life. Another thing that you definitely want to look at is the academic standing of the school. Not just if it's considered prestigious, not just if it's considered to have very good grades, things like that, a good pass-fail rate. Those are all important, but look at their entrance, their standard entrance exam scores, their SAT and ACT scores, things like that. I know a lot of people don't like to look at standardized testing, but you want to see the population that you're getting thrown into. You know, if you're really off the base of what their standard GPA is, then you want to know that, because again, that's putting you in a minority position. So you know, you want to be aware, and if your GPA is way higher than that school's, you know, and it's not your safety school, looking into that stuff can be really important, and it's definitely something to think about. And all of that information is brought to you right smack in that original presentation. So while you're actually touring around the campus, like I said, besides just aesthetics, you want to ask your tour guide person numerous questions. Let's start at the dining halls. So the first thing that you really need to know is the dining hall hours. This will tell you a lot about your school. For example, my dining hall hours I think it closes at 8 p.m., which is really weird because my school has a very active nightlife. However, we do have takeout, which does not end until 12:30 a.m., which is something else that you want to make sure you know, because for me, like, I take a ton of night classes. My average dinner isn't until 11 p.m. So if we didn't have takeout at my school, I wouldn't be eating because my dining hall closes so early. So you definitely want to make sure you keep aware of that. If you're a mornings person, how early can you get the meal plan food? And if you're a night person, how late can you get it? But also that'll tell you a lot about your school's nightlife. You know, if your dining hall is open late, if there's late night meal options, things like that, if there's a ton of food trucks that come out at midnight, you know, that kind of shows that your school is a very vivid nightlife, and it's a very sort of small thing that not a lot of people think about when they're on that college tour. So now that we've moved on to dorms, let's talk about what you should be looking for in your dorm. You know, you definitely want to ask about these beautiful items. In my dorm, we got 3 trash cans, all labeled, 1 trash, 1 recycling, and 1 paper. And then we got a microwave and a refrigerator with our dorm fee. We also got big desks, little dressers, a big dresser, a closet with a curtain, and a nice rocking desk chair, and 2 wall shelves. So all of that is furniture that came with the dorm. And is definitely something you want to pay attention to. I know a lot of schools don't often offer these things, especially the microwave and fridge, and you have to go out and rent those. Those are an extra fee that you really want to be aware of. Also, obviously, everybody wants to know about heat and central air. I will tell you that my school does not have air conditioning. It does have heat that is always on way too high. So that's something else to be aware of. Unfortunately, with freshman dorms, the options are very limited. I, for example, live on the 5th floor of a building. We don't have an elevator, and it gets really hot in here. My windows are pretty much open all the time. I bought 2 fans. My roommate has 2 fans. Oh no, I have 3 fans, and my roommate has 2 fans, and then we have a ceiling fan. And let me tell you, in the summer, it gets really hot. Just humidity and nastiness, hot. The last thing that I just want to touch about is security, and we'll start with the dorm and then we'll move our way out. All of my dorms have the security swiper ID card to get into any door in the building. I think that is a 100% must. And then obviously all of our dorms have locks. They also have chain deadbolt locks on my dorm doors, which is just a nice security measure too. You definitely want to know about those kinds of things going into the dorm. When you go in to see and view the dorm, see if they have deadbolts, see what kind of locks they have on the door. It doesn't necessarily mean that the building isn't safe, and that's why there are all those precautions, but sometimes people just want to feel safer, and they have those options, and they're very nice. Also, definitely, this should be in your school's presentation, or your tour guide should mention it, but on-campus police. My campus is spread out between 3, I believe, towns, and every single town's police department works in conjunction with the school, which has its own fully armed police force. Also, we have the blue light emergency phone things. Those are extremely important. Please, 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 if you do one thing on your college tour, make sure that you look for those and you ask about them. Looking for them is key because you really want to see how many are in a certain area. Those are emergency service things, so you can push them and the police will come straight to you from that stand. They're super, super, super important. Also, definitely figure out what kind of security services your school offers. Our school offers many. We actually just opened up a program where you can text the police in emergency. If you, for example, can't call them because of whatever the situation is, you can text the police. We have constant crime alert updates, something from as small as I was groped on the bus, not that that's like a small thing, but you know what I mean, to an aggravated assault and kidnapping. Not a kidnapping, oh my gosh, that would be crazy. We've never gotten those, but an aggravated assault and robbery. And the last thing that our school does offer is the rides home. If you are inebriated or if you don't feel safe walking, you can always call the school police and they will come and pick you up. Lastly, I think parking is super important. You want to know if there's free parking on the weekends. You want to know how much the parking passes cost. You want to know how strictly parking is enforced. Is there visitor parking? Is there any free parking? You know, things like that. They're absolutely key. Even if you are not a commuter and you live on campus, people are going to want to visit you. You're going to want to have your friends come. They're going to need a place to park. So that is my basic guide for the college tour season. I hope you guys have fun. I think it is so fun, and you usually get free stuff, which is awesome. So I hope you guys have an amazing, amazing, amazing time. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please put a thumbs up. If you like the way I look as much as I do right now, please do thumbs up. If you guys have any comments, questions about anything I said, anything else that you guys think people should be looking for when they're on college tours, please feel free to comment down below. Remember, you can comment literally anything as long as it is not hate. There is no hate allowed in my comment sections on my videos. Last but not least, you guys can subscribe to me. It takes 1 second for you and fills me with a lifetime of happiness. And if you want to see more of me as far as not videos, you can find me on Tumblr and Instagram. My handle is Dancing Damien, the same way it is spelled on my YouTube channel. I love you guys so, so much, and I hope you have an amazing day. Oh, I got lippy sticky on my fingers. Oh no.